One of the most shocking things to me here in early 2026 is the number of customers, Maximo paying customers, organizations that continue to subscribe to the IBM Maximo extended support. Now, why is that shocking? Because it's expensive. Because 90% of the organizations that are paying for this are, let's just use 100K a year as a random number. If I'd have tried to sell them an incredible support desk package for 90K a year last year, there would have been no budget for it. But now there's 100K a year, no questions asked for, sorry, IBM, for nothing, for no support. Someone will argue that, I get it. There'll be something. But at the end of the day, you have the right to keep running the software as it is. And if you come across a problem that you didn't see yesterday that was already documented, you'll get some help on it. But that's kind of it, right? So fairly limited. And I'm not bemoaning IBM for that. You got to put a line in the sand. You got to decide where your resources go. Their defense is going to the application suite. So I also get that, right? What are you waiting on? Why are you waiting? On this side of the fence, I thought initially it was Red Hat OpenShift and the cost to go to Red Hat. I don't think it's that anymore. Some of the people who were decided that was just too expensive, they already left. They went somewhere else. They moved off of Maximo. The people who keep paying are the ones who are trying to figure out how to take all of their bad data and bad practices and move them into mass. I'm sure someone will argue against that. I'm sure some legitimately are not in that boat. But in my experience, talking to a couple hundred customers about this, that would be the majority. We've been kicking the can down the road for the last 10 years. Maximo became an IT problem because we had no one in our organization who took business control of our production and operational asset management. And IT's been throwing technical lift and shift upgrades at us for a while. And I'm not bemoaning IT for that either. Your job is to make sure you stay in compliance. You've done it. Not your fault if the business hasn't taken ownership. But the business has failed to take ownership of a critical platform for their production and operational asset management needs. And I didn't predict that the Maximo application suite was going to be the thing that exposed this broadly. But that seems to be the way it's playing out. And where we're sitting today across the board as people who are invested in Maximo, customers, service providers, the IBMers, all of us, is figuring out how to bridge a gap that is what I'm seeing, I'm going to guess on average, 6 years go back 6 years on average for the last improvement and make a massive leap to today's technology and do it in a manner that you can actually start to use all of the add-ons in the application suite. To just upgrade is actually not that huge of a problem. That is more of a cost issue. And where am I going to put my Red Hat OpenShift on premise? Am I going to AWS, IBM? There's some decisions to be made there, all expensive. But if you haven't really upgraded, I don't mean technically upgraded, I mean really upgraded your business in the last 5-6 years, this is going to hurt. At the same time, as I say that, I'm going to tell you what I know for sure from pretty much every customer I've ever dealt with. Probably 2 or 3 this doesn't apply to out of hundreds. There is an ROI opportunity in using Maximo properly, using it in a manner that it accentuates your business processes and practices. It accelerates the time to value for all of your transactions, from your maintenance personnel, your operational personnel. If you're sitting in this no man's land, this paradigm of I don't know how to upgrade, I'm going to guess that the answer is in re-engineering my processes and practices alongside the capabilities of the technology that I'm going to ask to manage them so that I achieve an efficient result and generate ROI. We've been through this multiple times. We've gone through multiple customer scenarios, manufacturing, government, where their processes and practices were frankly brought into Maximo because that's the way we used to do it, and Maximo's flexibility allowed it to continue. And where we sit today is at this crossroads of a really expensive platform AI enablement and a whole lot of new features and functions if you put good data into it. And the customers who are trying to bring forward those questionable processes and practices that Maximo would adopt are the ones who are finding the greatest challenge in moving forward, because those processes and practices don't work well with accessing all the new features and functionalities of the application suite. AI can't make good decisions based upon erratic bad data. Doesn't help you much. And enforcement of data integrity being kind of a cornerstone in the application suite has been problematic for quite a few upgrades we've done, highlighting the less than fully controlled approach to integrating external systems to Maximo over the years. It requires organizational change. It requires organizational cleanup, process cleanup, not personnel, process. And what's the most important thing in all of this is to recognize that while I'm describing a journey of pain, the other side, when we're through this, is incredible new capability. When we are able to normalize those practices and processes, we come out the other side enabling that Watsonx AI engine to start acting on our data and give us insights and projections that were kind of unheard of in the past, right? They were theoretical. Like, oh, if I got this report writer and you could spend 500 hours writing this report, I could get none. And now you can get it in 5 hours. Now you can get it in 2 hours. The power is phenomenal. The key is we have to abandon the lift and shift mindset. We have to adopt the idea that it's time to realign or re-implement in accordance with where our organization really is today and is going, where the application suite is today and is going. Both of them have a where it's going aspect to it. And the more we can take both of these to the where they're going, the longer the lead time, the longer the lifespan of the work we do today. Coming back to where I started, it is what it is. We have a lot of antiquated processes and incomplete data across the industry. AI and the application suite are right here in front of us. If we want to access that power, we must change the way we interface with it. And that includes our data and our processes. Results, massive ROI, massive improvement in terms of time to value on, I don't care what the activity is. I don't care if it's a production activity. I don't care if it's a repair activity. Massive reduction in the time to value. Simply having the right spare parts available when we need them. Huge value add. All of these things are results of just enabling the core capabilities of the new application suite and the Watsonx AI engine within it. It's not magic. It's getting our clutter out of the closet, getting it out of the way so we can open the door and let it do its thing, let it run. Everyone has a different flavor of this. Undoubtedly, you've got something going through your mind as you're watching this going, wow, I wonder if it can do this. I wonder if it can do that. Oh, I bet it can't solve this. You know what? I bet it can solve it. I bet we can solve it. I'm free. Ask me. Hit me up, sales@banetti.com. Matt, I need you to talk to me about this. Great. I want to hear it. I love it. Been doing this for 30 years, heard a lot of problems. If you got a new one on me that we can solve together, I get to learn. That's fun. Let's do it. You got me for free. You're still waiting? You didn't send the email yet. Pull it up, sales@banetti.com. Matt, help me now. Thanks. Get ready with Banetti.